Hi, I'm Vonda Downs with Movement Mortgage, and I'm here with Bart Moyers with Snyder Realty. So hi, Bart.
How are you, Vonda? Good to see you.
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Great to be here.
Thanks for coming. And we really wanted to just create this video to send out to some of our buyers that have questions on the market and what's happening in the real estate world right now.
Yeah.
So first of all, Bart, just let us know, what have we seen for buyers in the last couple of years?
Right. The last 2 years have been an extreme seller's market, and the buyers have had a tough time getting a deal. I mean, they've done crazy things to get a deal. They've waived appraisals, they waived inspections, they've paid tens of thousands of dollars over list price, and it's just been an amazing flurry of a seller winning exactly how they want to win, and buyers having to be ready and set to go.
Well, yes, it has been a bit crazy to watch and challenging at times for buyers. In fact, some buyers would just not even be able to compete in that environment.
Yeah.
And so there have been some changes that we've seen then in the last, what would you say, couple of months?
Yeah.
So do you feel like that it's a little bit different for your buyers now?
I do. We were in a deal together, you and I, and this was not uncommon for the first part of the year for people to put out $100,000 or more per deal. There was one story where you and I were working on a buyer to get a house, and we got beat out $130,000. Yeah. So the first part of the year is really, really a challenge for renters who want to buy. You have to be ready to go, and I think that's great, and we're happy to help in any way. But there's been a shift this time of the year. We actually do see people re-upping their lease for another year. We see kids going back to school. We see all kinds of reasons why there are less buyers in the market, but more houses. There's just kind of a mismatch of our market. We have actually more houses, less buyers, and that's a time for buyers to wake up and say, boy, if I'm going to buy and get a deal, if there's a deal to be had in Denver Metro, this would be the time.
Wow. Well, that's very encouraging, especially for some of those buyers that, maybe did put in offer after offer after offer and decide to just put it on the shelf for a while, right?
Right.
So then now, to be able to, I'm seeing, maybe, one other offer, like maybe there's 2 on a home instead of what we were seeing at, with 10, 15. And I had one just last month that they were, I believe, the only offer. That was unusual.
Right. No, I had 2 deals that closed in the last month, and both of those deals had just one offer.
Oh, really?
And my wife and I are tracking a house that we want to buy, and we think the price is high. The seller hasn't gotten real. And I called up the agent yesterday and said, so when are you going to come down? And so we're tracking this one house. He has no offer in hand. It's been on the market for a couple of weeks. So again, this is a good season.
I love that. So, one of the things I have heard buyers talk about is, interest rates are higher, and they are, than they were the last couple of years. Again, when you look at a 30-year history, interest rates are pretty, average and even decent.
Right.
But you look at the last 2 years, and we just had unusually low mortgage rates, and which was great to take advantage of. But also we do see, signs that a recession is coming. One of the things historically is that we see interest rates go down after a recession.
Yeah.
So sometime in the next 12 to 24 months, if you do buy now at a little higher interest rate, there's the opportunity to refinance and get a lower rate in the future. You're not going to have to keep that rate forever.
Yeah.
But whatever you buy your home at is going to be what you buy your home at. You can't go back and pay less.
Right.
And as far as appreciation goes, you're looking at buying right now. So do you see that homes are still going to appreciate year over year?
Yeah, but it's going to be slower than perhaps we've seen in the past couple of years. We've seen incredible appreciation rates. I think a good solid year, 6 to 7% growth. We have seen some houses 20%, but I like the way that you do numbers. When we talk about a client that I have, you speak to the idea of, if you're going to buy that house, great. That probably in a year or two, whatever down that you put that may have pinched you, you'll get close to making that up in your equity. And I think you do a great job in presenting that to my buyers.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
And I do have some really great tools that help with that too. If you have a buyer that is maybe they are renting and they are thinking about purchasing,
Right.
but they have this idea that, I can't purchase because I don't have enough money, or I have a tool where we can really do a side-by-side comparison,
Yeah.
and be able to look and see what would you spend on rent in the next 10 years
Right.
versus what would you spend if you were to purchase.
Yeah.
Because rent prices are going up
They are.
insanely high as well, year over year. So we can show your buyer that, and I can send that over if anyone would like to see that for themselves.
Yeah, you bet. I think that if you're with a loan with a single-digit interest rate, I mean, that's great. If we tick on up to 2 digits, 10%, 11%, that's pretty hard. But anywhere from what we've seen in the past years, single digits, 3s, 4s, 5s, come on, you're still in a great place to buy a home and not be sweating too much. So,
Yeah, and we're right there with you and your wife.
Yeah.
My husband and I just bought a home
Yeah.
2 months ago. We still were in just 2 months ago. Still spent $50,000 over list price, which you might not have to do now, most
Right.
likely.
Right.
But still, homes are going up, like you mentioned. They're still appreciating, just at a slower pace.
Yeah.
So even like a single digit appreciation, 5%, let's say, if you buy a $500,000 home, just to make simple math,
Yeah.
and you put 10% down and it goes up by 5% a year, you're still making 50% profit
Yeah.
on your money.
Very
So
good.
it's a great investment
Yeah.
for us, and we like to see that.
I think that's a sign,
ourselves.
folks, when you see the experts getting into the market ourselves and saying this is the time to buy, then you may take a lead from that and say, maybe I should get serious about starting sooner than later. Funny enough, our market here in Denver, it really cranks after the Broncos stop playing.
Yes.
Funny, and last year it happened before, but once the Broncos stop playing, it is Katie bar the door with the buyers flooding the market. So better that you start now, buy now, and take the benefit of the season. So
That's great. So there's an opportunity right now for our buyers. Maybe
Yeah.
if they weren't able to get in the market
Yeah.
in the last couple of years, between now and the end of the year, really, that would be an easier time to be able to get into that home.
I think so.
All right. Well, I'd love for you guys to call and just chat with Bart or myself and ask any questions. We'd love to talk with you and see if we can help make that dream come true for you.
Very good.